Hi, everybody. How are you? All right, public comment just about to start.
Por favor, no se olviden de dar una pausa después de cada
Am
frase
I on
para
the... No?
permitir la interpretación.
Don't worry.
Okay,
We will
I thought I
pause
was
your
on the
time
Spanish
while the
one.
interpreters are interpreting, so you will get the same amount of time as everyone else. Thank you.
Y no se preocupen, vamos a parar
Morning,
el tiempo de su comentario durante la interpretación, así van a recibir la misma cantidad de tiempo que los otros comentaristas.
Got it.
Gracias.
Additionally, if you've made an accommodation
No,
request
not that's what I
under the
thought,
ADA
Dinger,
in order
but-
to make use of the wireless handheld microphone, once you hear the name that you signed up under called aloud to speak, please raise your hand
What's up,
and
Matt?
let the sergeants
Happy
know
Friday.
at either side of the council chambers that you would like to make use of the wireless handheld mic.
Hi,
One
Hannah.
final announcement: the order in which the names are called is at random. That is to say, it is randomly generated. So in order to help us accommodate as many people as possible and to run an efficient public comment period, we would ask that you please wait until you hear the name that you signed up under called aloud before lining up on your left-hand side of the council chambers to speak. Thank you.
I will begin by calling the following names: Martin Barrera, Sanchez K,
Yes, Ron.
Candido, Crazy Horse Montana, Michael Ackerman, and Jello Rolls.
Jello rolls. Now, who was the other one? Crazy Horse something? Jello rolls.
Good morning, Speaker. Which items would you like to speak to?
General public comment.
Okay, so you have
All
1
right.
minute. Go ahead.
All right.
My voice is
Good
still
morning,
low,
council members.
scratchy.
My name is Martin Barrera, and I am the Workforce Equity Coordinator for Jobs of America, as Western States team. As an advocate for high road jobs and workers' rights, the city and county has a responsibility to not just invest in the necessary infrastructure and transportation to host these upcoming global sporting events,
I've had
but
glasses.
to mitigate the
I'm just
well-documented
lazy, I
harms
didn't put on my
these events bring
contacts.
to our communities. Therefore, I am here
Just woke up.
to urge the City
Tired.
Council to immediately release the
feeling
FIFA
well.
Human Rights Plan and for the plan to be agendized for the next City Council meeting. It is clear from JMA's extensive research that there have been documented
Yes,
human
Trent.
rights violations across companies within the U.S. supply chain of FIFA sponsors Hyundai Kia, including child labor and the exploitation of migrant laborers and
Monkey.
incarcerated
Hi, Oscar.
workers. It is imperative we take actionable steps to prevent human rights violations because these events descend upon our communities. Release the FIFA Human Rights Plan and the LA 28 Human Rights Plan and agendize them so we may properly discuss measures to protect the vulnerable and ensure these events are not at the expense of the workers who make these events happen. Thank you.
Before the next speaker begins, I would like to call up Andrew Gillespie, Taylor Swifty, Jesus Rojas, Mike Codebayan, and Fatima Murieta.
Good morning. What would you like to speak to?
General comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
People are well aware that the police are turning a blind eye to violence and threatened violence. You each need to issue public statements asking the governor to do a military-level investigation of extreme police misconduct. If you're unwilling to take this no-cost action, then please explain to residents why you don't think they deserve
Get
this
outta
highest
here.
level of police
That's
oversight.
not yours. Oh, fat boy. You tell him, sir.
Mr. Herman, I'm going to ask that
Oh.
based on the accommodation
Come
request
on.
that you submitted to the clerk's office, that you please wait
Don't
until
get
the
kicked out.
officers provide you with the wireless handheld microphone.
Don't get
So we're
kicked
going to move
out.
on to the next speaker. But if your name was called, then let the sergeants know so that you can use the wireless microphone. This is the only time I'm going to ask you. So please wait until they provide the wireless microphone. And I would remind that you've already been warned for disrupting this meeting.
Yeah, I saw
Next
that
speaker.
earlier, Jack. Or when I was making the coffee, I heard them yelling at him.
I know, but he's made an accommodation request. To
That's
make use
it.
of
So
the
you better
wireless
accommodate him.
microphone formally with the clerk's office.
You had
So,
best
I have warned you
accommodate.
before that if we are happy to abide by your accommodation request, but for right now, can we please move on to the next speaker?
Wait, what's going on? So we getting him? We're not? Okay, we are.
Mr. Herman, this is the final warning at future meetings. Again, we are doing our best to abide by your accommodation request that you submitted. But you
This is
cannot play
hysterical.
games and come and line up. When you hear the name that you signed up and are called
Says
aloud,
who?
please let the sergeants know so they can, like everybody else, bring you the wireless handheld microphone. And I would note that we've had to waste time to explain this to you multiple times. We're
Well,
not
you don't
going
have
continue
to.
play
You can
games.
just shut the
You
fuck
have
up.
3 minutes for the items and 1
You
minute
don't
for
have to
general.
keep
Go
saying
ahead.
it, but you
Can you
do.
please repeat the items? Hey, asshole, can you please report the numbers I speak?
Please start the time. Please start the time.
Economic bullshit. There are no jobs in California, let alone there are no jobs in Los Angeles. The recommendations is this: if you want a good paying job, don't come to California because it's a fucked up state.
It
Thank
is.
you,
What
Ramen Noodle.
item are you
It is.
speaking to?
And don't forget about piece of shit
25-08-3
Gavin.
for the record, asshole. Now on to number 5.
The items that are open for public comment are 18
And his
through
fucking
20.
family. Don't forget about
That's
them
all I
either,
asked
Mr. Herman.
Stick to the items you would have heard if you would have been listening earlier. Stick to the items. We're going to move you to general public comment.
So, the sitting attorney up there has asked me, the chief legislative analyst, Armando Herman for the record, to announce that I am authorizing not the mayor, but I, the new mayor, not Ramen Noodle who's running for mayor, but I am the new legislative body of Los Angeles.
Yes.
Vote for me.
Yes.
This is not on the agenda.
Tons,
We'll move you to
thank you.
general. You have 1 minute
So,
for general public
I'm
comment.
voting for him.
What's that?
I'm voting for
You
him.
have been warned.
I
You
get
are
3
not on the
minutes,
agenda.
asshole. I
You
get
have 1
3
minute for
minutes.
general. Your time is running.
All right, dickhead. Under the case BS 162859, the city of Los Angeles versus Michael Hunt, Carol Bose Goodson put on record that with people yelling and screaming, they care a lot about the issues, Grote, you dick. Countless F-bombs. The court saw. He cursed you? Oh, Farrell said, yes, Your Honor. Did he say, fuck you? That kind of thing? Yes, Your Honor. So, in council chambers? No, it was outside council in the rotunda with children. So there are no fucking children in here, and I'm gonna get loud. 'Cause
Mr.
I'm
Herman,
the last
address the body, not the
human
audience.
being to speak out loud for what is right and what's constitutional for my belief. 42 U.S.C. 1983.
And your time has expired. If you do again and you disrupt this meeting, you'll be subject to removal. You've been warned prior. I don't know if you heard that word, but to be clear, you have been warned.
I don't think he gave a fuck.
And by the way, Mr. Herman, as I've told you numerous times at the mic and privately, if you abide by the rules here, you will get your full time at public comment like everybody else. But you cannot disrupt this meeting. I'm sorry, Speaker. What would you like to speak to?
Good morning. This is regarding about housing, emergency housing voucher. I was here last week.
Okay, good. You have 1 minute for general public comment, but afterwards I'm going to ask if you could wait at the side as well. Go ahead.
Yes, my
It's
name
going
is
on.
Carmen Close, and I have emergency voucher. What they told the city, they sent me a letter telling me they expire in August. I handicap, and I have 4 surgeries in my leg. I'm going to have 1 more surgery next month. Please do not cut the budget. This is supposed to be cut in 2030 anyways. So why they try to kick us out? I already sleep in my car. I was in a shelter for 5 months and a half. Please help us. We need the roof in our head. I cannot be a homeless again. It's very difficult for me being handicapped. And now the city, they just told us that we had to August. This is not possible. Please, I ask you, please help us. We need your help. God bless you. Thank you so much for your hard work. Thank you.
Ma'am, they don't care
Thank
about you.
Speaker. And again, if you could just wait at the side, just so they can
They
get a
ain't
little
gonna
more
help you.
information from you. We'd appreciate it.
Just like boogers on the
Next speaker.
wall. You're going to
Good
come
morning.
back
What
4 or
would you like to
5
speak to?
times.
General public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Good morning, council members. My name is Fatima Murrieta. I'm a senior organizer with Jobs to Move America, and I'm a resident of CD4. At JMA, we organize alongside workers, labor unions, faith leaders, and community organizations nationwide to create real accountability when public dollars are spent.
With that.
As Los Angeles prepares to host the 2026 FIFA World Cup and the 2028 World Olympic Games and heavily invests in public infrastructure and transportation, it is critical that lawmakers and public agencies have strong tools to promote transparency and accountability and respect for human rights throughout its supply chains. Over the past few years, JMA has conducted research into Hyundai, and its official sponsor of FIFA, a long-standing member. Our research shows that companies in Hyundai Kia's U.S. supply chain have been linked to child labor, exploitative migrant, prison labor practices, and serious environmental abuses.
Thank you.
We ask that you
Your time
release-
has expired. You have to move on to the next speaker.
We
Next
don't
speaker.
care, ma'am. And you're going the wrong way.
And I know we have some new faces here, so for people who are new, or if you just forgot, if you run out of time and you'd like to provide additional public comment, you can always do so in writing at lacouncil.com. Again, that's lacouncil.com. You can find that URL at the top of every council agenda, or you can do a quick Google search. Good morning. What would you like to speak to?
My name is Mike Codbian. Good morning, City Councils. I have the same problem with the lady spoke before.
Okay, so 1
about
minute for
Section
general.
8, and then I just guys want to get the help from you, please. I can't leave my information, anything, any representative.
dang,
from
I'm
the
back
City
on
Hall,
Twitter
City Council,
already, all
have
right,
to talk
okay.
with me. Because we have a big problem. We have another 5 months, and after 5 months, we're going to get out. We're going to stay outside. I need just help from you guys, from LA County. And I'm ready, I can't wait in outside. Anybody can come representative, and I can introduce myself and have a talk about it, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I got
Thank you,
kicked.
Speaker.
I got
Same
kicked off
thing,
of
if you
Twitter
could just
again
wait at
today, guys.
the right-hand side of it. And
But
then
apparently
I
I'm all
believe
right.
if I
I'm
could
back
ask the
streaming
clerk to
again.
ask the same
They just
question,
asked
give
that I
me
remove the
information,
tweet.
we can provide some assistance. Thank you. Good morning. What would you like to speak to?
General public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Hi, my name
So
is
much for
Jesus
free
Rojas for the
speech.
Apartment Association of Greater Los Angeles. AGLA strongly opposes the proposed requirement being placed on rental housing providers to post immigration right materials for the city. Rental housing providers are private businesses and not paid outreach contractors for the city. In fact, the city is already paying many contractors to do such outreach and education work, including SAGE and various community organizations as part of State House LA. If the city wants to hire rental housing providers to distribute the materials as well, then they should equally be paid for such work. It is not right that the city is asking the housing providers for help when they don't help the housing providers. In addition, the city should utilize LAWP's existing resources, a monthly billing statements, to include a link to these new materials on the city's website. Thank you.
That's it exactly,
Next speaker.
Alice.
Before the
Alice,
next speaker
Alice.
begins, I would
Sad.
like to call up Kelly C., Laura, Ebony Goodwin, Harriet Elliott, CJ Mares, Johnner F., Carmen Clues, and Rinrada J.
No, Katie.
Good morning.
I didn't
So
even
all
mean to
items of
push
general
that
public
one.
comment?
I was
Good
just
morning,
to
sir.
see if
Yes,
I
all
could,
items
Okay.
and
if
general
it would
comment.
allow
That
me
would
to
be
type
items
on there.
18 through 20 plus general, so you have 3 minutes and then 1 minute after that. Go ahead.
All right. Okay.
Oh, the
let's
great
go through
panderer.
18 and 20. Listen, I was excited. I woke up and Miss Hunt was talking about coupons, and I said, "It's 8 o'clock. I don't want to go to council,
Can we
but I'm
pause
going
this
to go,
time?
Miss. Thank you, Miss
The
Hunt.
fuck
for-
does
Mr.
this have to
Candido,
do with
can we-
anything?
We can't
Pausing
go
it.
back.
Hold on.
We got to go
Mr.
forward.
Candido, I'm pausing your
Yes.
time, so
All right.
hold on.
Okay.
So
All
the
right.
items that are open for public comment are 18 through 20. So I'm going to ask that you stick to those items.
Yeah, because she's
18
lazy,
through 20.
Yoda. She's lazy. You can tell by her body
Correct.
type.
One thing
She's
I'm
lazy to
very
pull that
excited
off.
about, I want to hear what Miss Rahman. I want to hear more from Miss Rahman. And Miss Rahman, thank you for challenging. Thank you for making the city better because you're willing to challenge.
You
and I
liquor
look
twat.
forward to hearing from you and the mayor, and we will all
So,
make our
Mr.
decisions.
Candido, this
but
is your
again,
final warning.
God, he's such a
This sounds like
panderer,
general
bro.
public comment.
18,
So
19.
no, you stick to
Okay.
18, 19, and 20, or you can move to general and you can continue if you'd like.
Okay, well, let's go to general public
Okay,
comment.
so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
He might be
Thank
Mr. to
you.
you,
Miss,
Daniel, but not to me.
Miss Rodriguez, you know,
He's just-
San Fernando High School.
He's the great
You
panderer.
know, that's a gem out there. That's a gold mine out there. The talent that comes from that. If you look at Alex Padilla, if you look at others who have come from that school, we really need to do more to nurture that school. but we need to nurture them in good and kind and not in corruption. And there are elements that are corrupt. And so let's let's do everything to make sure that these children from San Fernando become leaders and not criminals. And again, Ms. Rodriguez, thank you
Leaders,
for that.
not criminals.
You know, sir, I do have to make a comment. As my health gets worse, if I want to use the microphone, can I have that choice? If I want to use this, can I have
So
it
if you
based
gotta
on my
make
health?
Yes,
Is it
understood.
okay.
I'm not asking you to say anything, and this goes for everybody. So your
Just gotta
comments done, I
ask.
assume.
Hold my
Just
time.
as a general announcement, if you'd like to make an
5 minutes.
accommodation
They
request,
all
as
are,
we include in the
Ford.
instructions, you're always
They
welcome
all
to do
are.
so. You can file a formal one with the clerk's office, or you can let the sergeants know at this meeting. But of course, I mean, we'll take that under consideration.
I have 5 seconds. Mr. Blumenfield, your staff, Miss Elizabeth, so kind, put up with me. She was very kind, and I appreciate her help. Thank you.
Jack, what I said on Twitter was quite nasty, but I don't care. The Governor Newsom sat there and cried about how a family died in the avalanche that was his friends. And I said, too bad it wasn't the Newsoms. I said, well, actually, I said the avalanche killed the wrong family. Too bad it wasn't the Newsoms. That's what I said.
Good morning. You have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Okay. Voy a traducir la página
Laser.
521 de Ron Johnson.
Ron Johnson.
I'm going to translate the page 521 from Ron Johnson.
Él es senador de Wisconsin y escribió un libro, se llama Transhuman Genocide.
The senator of Wisconsin wrote a book. It's called Transhuman Genocide.
En la teoría de
Yeah,
cuanta quiere
got banned
decir
with that.
quantum.
Well, they made me erase it.
And the quantum
Otherwise, I wouldn't be
theory-
able to go live anymore. That's how they do you. That's Elon for you.
Magnéticas están cuantizados, lo que significa que se ven como pulsadas, paquetes individuales que equivale a cuánta de energía.
Electromagnetic waves, they look like pulses.
De energía, sí. Cada paquete se llama photon.
Hold on, Dridge.
Each package is called a photon.
Photon. Cambio de autor a creyente.
Just speak English.
Renee Pittman.
Pittman.
A change from author to believer, Renee Pittman.
Next speaker.
Derange, I got the hat and the shirt, because I don't know if you noticed, the hat is the same as the shirt from Job for 9. I believe
morning.
they're selling them.
What would you
Nick
like to speak
Shirley's
to?
probably selling them.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Ebony Goodwin, and I'm a survivor of human trafficking and the founder of Harbor of Hope, a nonprofit dedicated to supporting survivors on their journey to healing independence and freedom from trafficking-related trauma. While there is often discussion about arresting traffickers and buyers, we must also address what happens after the rescue. Survivors need stable housing, mental health care, and long-term support to truly heal and remain free. Harbor of Hope stands on rescue alone is not recovery. We are ready to partner with the city by providing survivor-led outreach, trauma-informed support services, and community education to ensure those impacted have immediate access to resources.
Thank you, Fizzy Man.
Behind every policy is a real person waiting to heal, a life waiting to be rebuilt, and a survivor wondering if their community truly sees them. I am living proof that recovery is possible, but even when our community
So-
chooses to act together, we ensure real pathways.
Speaker, your time has expired.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Thank
It's, we have
What's
to
up,
give
Wes?
everybody the same amount of time. Next speaker.
Before the next speaker begins, I would like to call up Robert M., Valerie
Thanks,
Lizarga,
Unu.
Emma Haz, Bobby, and Nick Stewart Block.
A little bit burnt.
Good morning. What would you like to speak to?
Just trying to give my voice a rest.
Go ahead. You have 1 minute.
Good morning, Council members.
Hey, Common, thank you
my
so
name
much
is
for the
Renata
35
Santos
months.
I work with Thai Community Development Center as a legal representative.
Thank you,
of
man.
serving
Thank you,
immigrant
Common.
communities and trafficking survivors in Los Angeles. LA has a responsibility to prevent human trafficking, especially labor trafficking, around major sporting events. The World Cup is less than 6 months away, but the required human rights plan has not been released. The deadline to submit it to the city was December 31st, 2025. Transparency is critical, especially in today's anti-immigrant climate. Survivors and vulnerable workers need to know what protections are in place. I respectfully urge the Council to release the draft plan immediately and ensure LA 28 Human Rights Plan is publicly revealed this month as promised. Thank you.
She has balloons on her chair because her birthday was like 2 weeks ago, and she's too lazy, as you can tell, to just pull them off. And yes, I'm on my second Twitter account. My original Twitter account with 50,000 plus subs has been locked for
Good
years.
morning. My name is Andrew Gillespie, and
Even
I
after
work at
you
Starbucks
lost.
here in Los Angeles. I'm here to talk about the need to pass the Fast Food Fair Work Ordinance, specifically the need for Know Your Rights training for all
Bart?
new hires. Corporations like Starbucks rely on workers like me not knowing the rights that the state of California affords me. They exploit that lack of knowledge in order to drive profits at the expense of our well-being. They rely on us feeling like we can't speak up when our rights are violated.
Yeah, Frank,
At
for sure.
Starbucks, this led to hundreds of
That's why I
unfair
wrote what I
labor
wrote.
practice charges, which is why we've been on
Frank.
strike since November. But most fast food workers are not yet organized as
Would've
a
made me
union,
happy
and
to find out
corporations will keep on taking
that he was
advantage of our
gone.
communities as long as we don't know our rights. That is why it is imperative that the Fast Food Fair Work Ordinance passes, which will ensure that all fast food workers in this city are fully aware of their rights and that we know what to do when those rights are being denied or abused. Thank you.
Before the next speaker begins, I would like to call up Stephanie Richard, Alex Chavez, Joe C., Sergeant Gunny, Devin Blacks, and Ty D. Forrest Foreman.
Sergeant Gunny.
Good
That
morning.
had
What
to be.
items would you like to speak to?
That had
General
to be
public
Herman.
comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute.
Thank you.
Sergeant
Hello, my name is Nick Stewart-Block, and I'm here representing Lane and the Fair Games Coalition, which has been demanding that mega events like the Olympics and World Cup benefit our city and its working people. We're here today with several community groups to remind you that Los Angeles has a responsibility to address human and labor trafficking, particularly at mega events where evidence shows they increase. And we are calling on these issues to be addressed in both the human rights reports for the FIFA World Cup and Olympic Games, and that both of these reports be released immediately. They are both long overdue, and public review is essential to making sure this process is transparent. The Fair Games Coalition has recently been joined by a chorus of elected officials and public figures calling for Casey Wasserman to resign, so we're also demanding that Angelenos get a transparent and inclusive process to select the next leader of the Games. The decision to lead this cannot be made behind closed doors. Workers, community leaders, and elected officials must have a real voice. The Games belong to the working people of Los Angeles, and their leadership must reflect our city's values of transparency, accountability, and respect for working families. Thank you.
Christy, it's a Leering Center shirt. That's all. It's the one, the
Before
Somali
next speaker
Leering Center.
begins, I would like to call the last three names on the list: Dennis Owie, Jr., and Cal Kent.
General comment.
Good morning. You have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Good morning. My name is Valerie Lizarraga. I am the Assistant Director of Policy and Organizing for Jobs to Move America. I am also here to urge the City Council to immediately release the draft FIFA Human Rights Plan and for the plan to be put on the full council agenda for review. Our city and county is investing heavily in these major international sporting events, and it is critical that measures are taken to ensure transparency, accountability, and respect for human rights throughout supply chains. The World Cup is less than 6 months away. The required human rights plan has still not been released to the public. There are well-documented human rights concerns involving companies in the supply chain of one of FIFA's major sponsors, Hyundai Kia. We are asking for the immediate release of the draft FIFA human rights plan and for the council to also follow through with its commitments to review the LA 28 human rights plan, which it promised to do in February. We stand with community partners, including the Sunita Jain Anti-Trafficking Initiative,
won't make it
in
there,
calling
Art.
for the plan to be released
He
in
won't.
advance of the meeting to allow for meaningful community review and follow-up and input. Thank you.
Especially after they just found out that him and his cronies were late to the game and had to give $500 million fine to the construction company of the rail, which they still haven't built. So they made $500 million just for doing nothing
I'm here to
of
urge
our
the
money.
City Council to
$500
immediately
million.
release the draft human rights plan from
Just a
FIFA
fine.
and LA 28. Advocates and
For not being
experts
ready.
cannot provide meaningful guidance if we are shut out of this process. At a time when our federal government is adopting policies that make immigrant communities more vulnerable to exploitation, cities like Los Angeles must lead. Transparency is one of the few tools we have to ensure real protections for workers, immigrants, and those most at risk of human trafficking. For human trafficking advocates, these human rights plans are historic. For the first time, both FIFA and LA 28 are required to include anti-trafficking measures. And this is long overdue. So I urge you today to release the human rights plan. And I stand here to ask, where are they? And when will the public be allowed to review it? Thank you.
Good morning. What would you like to speak to?
It's a public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Good morning, council members. My name is Alexander Chavez. I'm a student advocate with the Sunita Jain Anti-Trafficking Initiative with Loyola Law School. I want to speak about FIFA and the upcoming Super Bowl. And I wanted to talk about how Los Angeles has the responsibility to prevent both sex and labor trafficking in the upcoming Super Bowl and the major sporting events. And especially focus on labor trafficking as it often goes undermined, but data shows that it actually increases during major sporting events. FIFA and LA 28 were required to submit their human rights plans December 31st of last year. It's already February and it's nowhere to be found. It's less than 6 months away from the World Cup, and we have no idea how FIFA plans to address the increased labor and sex trafficking at these major sporting events that we're going to bring to LA. Given the anti-immigration climate, many Angelino workers are left vulnerable.
I want you to read the top one.
Immediately release the draft report to place their human rights plan and the full council agenda for review in February as promised. Thank you.
Epic waste of taxpayer, the biggest epic waste of taxpayer money. There's your commie paper. New York Post is even telling you. Even the commies there are telling you 537 million just gone because of work delays. Just because of their work delays.
Buying things and taking money. I'm like, you see, I understand y'all buying things.
And the train still hasn't been built yet, and it won't be ever.
The big overhead. Some of y'all making millions and millions and millions of dollars. I'm looking saying, if you buy something and you're buying it for the people of LA, what are receipts? I guess that may be right. You know why it's right though? Because y'all don't need no receipts. But if I took some of your money and was working for you or whatever, and I brought something that's for the company and also for the city, I would be arrested if I didn't come back with the receipts.
That's it.
A lot of y'all
Tell them,
on
sir.
different levels. County, state, city. All are thieves. You never saw this much money
Fucking
in your life
Spectrum, you
before.
piece of shit.
And I'm looking at it like this, though. A lot of people coming out of their houses. What we gonna do about that? And they're not being evicted by the
Man,
sheriff.
get out of here with this
They're
fucking
being
ad.
evicted by managers and the landlord.
shits.
This is bureaucracy. Y'all are
Bureaucracy?
Thank you, and I'll talk to you another time.
I agree, it
Y'all
is
are
bureaucracy.
Full of shit.
Next speaker.
It is.
Good morning. What would you? Good morning. What would you like to speak to?
I don't know if you can follow that bureaucracy.
So Michelle Hope Walker, political scientist, civil rights leader, justice for black women.
Okay, so what? You have 1 minute for
You
general.
got to
if
start
like.
my time again because you asked.
Look at the bottom of this part.
What would you like to speak to?
Motherfucker with their ads.
General public
Looks to
comment,
bury
and
it.
then the
Of
other
course
one
he
was
does.
about the
Piece of
civil
shit.
Rights.
Wrong
I'm
family
sorry,
was
I didn't
killed
get
in
the
that
number
avalanche.
On it.
Don't care what nobody tells me.
So I'm not saying anything.
Okay, let's
civil
just
rights, So it'll be 1 minute for general. Go
Yes,
ahead.
sir. Okay.
Wrong family.
First of all, I came here today to the meeting during Black History Month to say thank you to my councilwoman, Heather Hutt, and all of the other black council people here, and also all of the black leaders. This is Black
Another
History
race
Month.
baiter,
And
idiot.
then I also want to say thank you and honor all the city council people and all the politicians and
Look at the
political
last
leaders
line.
here who help to support black
Look at the
people
last
policies,
line.
policies that help black people. And most definitely our mayor, Karen Bass. Thank you for Karen Bass, our mayor. And I just would say, if y'all could
Thank
just
you to
stop the
Karen.
racism against Karen Bass. I've never seen them, as Malcolm X said, disrespect an unprotected black woman than they do our black mayor. And anyway, so my
We
key
don't have a
thing
black
is,
mayor.
again, racism
Well,
against
we do
black
now,
women.
but-
Let's stop that. But my key point was coming to say, thank you for all that you do. It's Black History Month, and I want to thank you. I'm your girl, Michelle Hope Walker. Thank you.
Thank you, little race baiter. We get it. You just love everything that's black. It don't matter if they were good or not. It don't matter. It's just all about being black, and it's just about race baiting. I get it, girl. I get it. I finna get it. That's why we in the hole that we in. That's why. Because we keep hiring because of color of skin and not because of merit. Next person? Anybody? Appropriating white hair? Yes. It's all that race bait and bullshit.
All right. Before we end public comment for this morning, I want to hear from Councilmember Hernandez.
Oh, great.
A motion that I've introduced, 3.
Fucking pig
and I have some comments.
finally stood up.
Colleagues, I rise today because we're facing a manufactured catastrophe by the President of the United States. I'm co-introducing a resolution to oppose the
orange guy, the orange guy.
Rule, Housing and Community Development Act of 1980, verification of eligible status. The city did something similar 6 years ago. This rule would mandate aggressive citizenship verification for every member of a household, effectively barring mixed status families from federal housing assistance, even if one family member has an ineligible immigration status. It is a direct threat to the stability of working class families, a strike against mixed status households where U.S. citizens and green card holders are already struggling to stay housed.
I don't know how she can zip the jacket up. I'm surprised.
Nationwide, 96% of those affected are people of color. 86% are Latinx. Nearly half,
Latinx.
46% are children. And in Los Angeles, this rule would put an estimated 1,700 families at risk of eviction. I know a handful of us have public housing in our districts, and Council District 1, 14, 5, and others. And 15, apologies. 15 would also be impacted. And I believe even Council District 11. And Council District 3. So this impacts a majority of our city. And we stood against this this identical injustice back in 2019, so about 6 years ago. But this time, it is different. The threat to Angelinos became immediate the moment this rule was posted. This is why we're invoking Rule 23 today. The need for this resolution, the need to stand up for these families is urgent. Thank you, Councilmember Monica Rodriguez, Councilmember Isabel Jurado, and Councilmember Tim McCosker for supporting and throwing down with this.
And throwing down like a down-ass kid.
Chaos is the name of the game.
Throwing down.
This is a calculated act of systemic cruelty, a policy that weaponizes yet another department to achieve a political end. We must not allow this to happen. Colleagues, I urge every one of you to vote in support of this resolution and to stand up for mixed status families. In Los Angeles, we don't evict families because of their immigration status. We protect our own. Thank you, Council President. Thank you, colleagues.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Hernandez. Councilmember McCosker.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you very much, Council Member. I rise in support
Thank you,
of
Buckethead.
the resolution in opposition to the proposed rule, which will go through
Yeah, throwing down is really professional, right, Oscar?
a rulemaking process.
Goes to show you what kind of idiots these people really are. The down-ass kids, we be throwing down too, eh? Surprised she didn't say A.
This is not a rule that is designed to protect taxpayers or designed to protect close a loophole. Those are both false arguments by the administration. There are no undocumented immigrants who are being subsidized. Actually,
Lying motherfucker. You lying motherfucker.
There's a lot of reasons that the council member just described why this rule should be opposed. But if this rule were to be implemented, it would be very bad for federal taxpayers and very bad for local taxpayers. This is a harmful
And
rule.
I can tell you,
because
I won't vote for none of those motherfuckers anymore if they give you or your cohorts one motherfucking penny for any of these motherfucking illegal aliens. 1 penny, and you've lost me forever.
folks pay actually additional amounts if they have a mixed status family.
Just one. Just
And
1
we
penny.
would be basically reducing the overall income of the housing department, which again is not the rule, not the argument I would want to lead with, but it just shows the falsity of the arguments being presented. But also putting out hundreds and hundreds of families onto the street would be increasing poverty, increasing homelessness, and that is also bad for the local taxpayers. Again, not the argument I want to lead with, but I just want to show that this is, at best, this is bad public policy. At worst, which I suspect, This is cruelty just masquerading as governance.
You better pay
So I
because you're a
stand in
bigot
support
if you don't pay. You better give our
Thank you,
little,
Mr. McCosker.
our
Mr.
begging
Desjardins?
voter base their penance, their little money. You better give them
Thank
their
you,
crumbs.
Councilman Hernandez, for
You better give
introducing
the
this.
crumbs.
If it wasn't for the restrictions of the Brown Act requirements, I would have been honored to also second it and join you in this effort. And as my colleague from the 1-5 said, the insincerity of this administration, the constant disguising, this is the exact response back that we need to be providing. So thank you for taking the leadership on doing this.
And thank you, Galuchian.
All right, thank
Appreciate
you,
your
members.
wise
Madam
words.
Clerk, what's before us on this item?
Present now, it would be best for the council to vote on the findings or justification just provided by Councilmember Hernandez. And then, following that,
That's it. That's all they do.
there
What's
needs
up, Cubby?
to be an opportunity
Gimme,
for the
gimme,
public
gimme,
to make
gimme,
comment
gimme.
on
That's
it,
their whole voter
and then
base.
finally the
Bunch of
vote.
fucking
But at
beggars
this
that can't do
point,
nothing
how
for
about the
themselves
findings, sir?
except
All
for
right,
shit
let's
out
open the roll on
baby
the
after
findings.
baby after baby
Close the roll,
after
tabulate the
baby
vote.
after baby and
12
can't take
ayes.
care of them own
All
selves.
right. And now we'll open up public comment for this item only.
Hopefully
So
Herman's
if you
still
want to
there.
speak on this item only, go
Hopefully
ahead and line
Herman's
up
still there.
on the side, and we'll just bring you up as you come.
Hopefully Herman's still there. I don't think so. I think he took off, though. Oh, wait, the great panderer, and we'll get the other race-baiting idiot that was just up here. Come on, great panderer. We know what you're going to say.
appreciate that, and I
Suck everybody's
appreciate
dick.
Mr. McCosker, Mr. Nazarian, Ms. Hernandez. You guys are always fighting for those in Los Angeles who need someone to have them, to fight for them. I appreciate that, but again, here I was really hoping to hear from Ms. Rahman. I hope that she'll make some comments. But again, this is one city, one people, and I fight with you guys all the time because I want to see the best.
Hit
of
Rick
you.
Zone.
I want to see the best. I've been here for 30-something years, and I've seen the best and the worst. So I'm looking forward to seeing the best of you. Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming up
All right,
and blessing
that
us with
concludes
that.
public comment on this item. Madam Clerk, what's before us?
God damn.
All right, we can vote on this one. I got Councilmember Hernandez on the queue again. All right. So let's open the roll on special one.
Who's the blonde? It's a
Close the
black
roll,
lady.
Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
All right, what's next?
I'm sure it's a natural hair color.
Forthwith.
All right. Next, council has items 18 through 20, sir.
All right, let's open the roll on those items. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Next would be item 3, and that was called special for amendment.
Probably
motion
30,
Hut
40 an
Sir
hour she
Martinez,
gets,
which
jockey,
has
I
been
bet.
circulated
30
now,
bucks an
sir.
hour to do that stupid shit.
right, let's
Go
open
make
the
some
roll on this
Xerox
item as
copies
amended.
and come out and hand
Close
them
the
out.
roll, tabulate the
That's
vote.
her job.
12 ayes.
All right, what's next?
What happened to the clerk's face? I don't know.
Next are items 5 and 9, and that was called special by Councilmember
I just wish she'd bring her
All right,
mask
let's go
back.
with item number 5. Councilmember Yarsowski.
I never thought I'd
Thank
say
you
that.
very much. I have a couple questions for the CAO.
She should put her mask back on, too. Fuck. They should just start a super group called the Unfuckables. Oh, here we go. The Danish is back.
Thank
Matt
you, Mr.
Szabo.
Thank you, Council President. Colleagues, I pulled this item because going through the report, there were some alarm bells going off in my head. We didn't hear this item in Budget and Finance.
No, that's
so
the
I have a few
cuckoo clock in your
questions for Mr.
brain.
Szabo, to help us understand the implications.
Saying that you're
of the
crazy.
amendment.
Yes. Yes, that's what that was.
So this
That
contract
wasn't an alarm
began
bell.
as a 3-year, $2 million agreement in 2019. With this amendment, the contract rises to
T-Moose,
$42 million.
Sigourney Weaver.
Can you walk us through how the scope evolved from the original contract to something more than 20 times its initial size? And at what point the city determined this was still appropriate?
Bro, who's fucking up his hair again?
than a new procurement,
You know, look at, hold on a second. We need to look at that really quickly. Like, bro, it's, hold on. It's a little too, like, unfaded here. He got the straight line up here, but yet below the line, it's almost like this is longer than this. And it should be the same length of this. So this here should be that here. But it isn't. It's actually, come on, man. Who's cutting your hair, bro? You need to get a new barber. Just letting you know, dog. They ain't doing you. And he probably charged you $200 for that. Looks like he didn't
recommendation
finish
to
the
extend
job. I'm
terms
just going to go
of
out on
the
a limb.
contract, that we have with Ernst & Young and multiple
His boyfriend cut it?
consultants.
Could be.
So to your first question, why did this not go to Budget and Finance? This was contemplated and included in the project budget that was approved by the full council.
Bert from Sesame? Oh, Bert and Ernie.
Earlier this year or late last year. The EY has been with us.
Come on,
since
you guys know.
2019.
You can see
They
what I'm
were
saying
selected
right there.
through
I'm not just
a,
being mean. You
open
can see
procurement
it.
Process. The sub-consultants that are in the report today were also largely selected through
He tips a
RFP,
$2. Hey, some $2 bills are worth a lot of money,
and just
man.
for the full council's benefit.
Some could be worth hundreds of dollars,
Ernst
if
&
not even
Ernst & Young,
thousands. You get the right $2 bill.
Is providing project management support that is essential to the success of the project. They work for us, right? We spent multiple meetings, multiple
There's
hours
Mammoth, by the
talking
way.
about our
Look how
relationship
beautiful
with
it is up
UCLA.
there, man. Live shot of Mammoth.
EY and the
Storm's gone.
sub-consultants are there to support the city.
Sun's
to protect
out.
The city. So
Kid-
they will
kids
be,
are out there
their
sneezing.
role has necessarily evolved from from the conceptual phase to the project management phase. So for example, the EY also produced the economic impact study that was considered by this body before we took the next steps on the early works agreement before we made the larger
Yeah, it does
decision.
look great.
So they did
I'm
that
sure it
work
is
to
cold.
support those decisions.
Sure, it's
Now
fucking
they will be
freezing up there.
working,
But it's nice for the
on
people that
project
like
management.
skiing, man. It's beautiful right now.
And specifically, they'll be monitoring
of
the
fresh
project
snow.
schedule, design review, quality assurance.
Over 70
reviewing
inches.
completion milestones and
A lot of snow.
occupancy readiness, reviewing and advising on project changes and relief events, and providing support for dispute resolution. The sub-consultants will provide technical support and
Probably Beej, I bet.
list of those.
BJ, they definitely have to be $200.
We have Mott McDonald, which is included.
Or damn close,
their technical and
$185.
subject matter expert.
Might as well be just
We
be
have an
200.
independent cost estimator involved. We have sign value, which is our subject
Skiing
matter
is not a
expert on
cheap thing,
signage.
though. It's just not a cheap
each
hobby.
Of those were
It's expensive.
selected either with the initial RFP in 2019 or separate separate procurements. So Mott McDonald was selected through a separate RFP subsequent to EY. Our cost estimator was selected in 2023 through a separate RFP as well. So it's the nature of the work is evolving, and it is they're providing the critical support, and BOE is here also to address the support that these consultants provide to the Bureau of Engineering on a daily basis as we are now fully within the construction phase of the project.
Vale is over 350 now. Holy
so
smokes!
construction is expected
But that's like
to
the
continue
pinnacle,
through
right? Isn't Vale
2029.
like
This
where everybody
extension
wants to
takes
go?
us through June of next year. Should we anticipate additional amendments to beyond this $42 million? And I know that we have an overall consultant amount that we've budgeted of $70 million, which doesn't just include this contract, but it includes people like Jennifer Halstead and potentially others. Do we think still that with what we have to do left on this contract and all the other
tons.
contractors that we have separate from this agreement, like Jennifer, that we're going to stay within the $70 million cap that's in the budget?
That's certainly the plan.
Sure.
I mean,
That's certainly the plan,
goal, that is
but
the
we never
budget.
go by the
I
plan.
think we have, we proposed.
She looks creepy,
a
yes.
Substantial budget for
She's
city
creepy, just like her daddy who
retention,
worked here.
given
That's why she got the job.
Given the high level of risk with this project, we did not want to short the city on its capacity to properly manage this project. I fully expect that we'll be back for another amendment I do expect that we will
His ear is still red
exhaust
pinched
the
from last.
70.6 million, which was contemplated in the
His ear does look kind of red.
In the final council
Just the
action.
lobe, anyways.
But we're recommending this interim step currently because they have the contracts have been exhausted as of December. So the work that's been happening since December has basically been at risk. So we do need to pay these consultants for the work that they've done and authorize their work for the
Consultants
for the
need to get
immediate
paid.
future.
Okay, great. Just a few more questions. Working, as you mentioned, with several subcontractors who are providing technical and subject matter expertise, and I'm wondering what mechanisms are in place to make sure that the subs are doing what they're supposed to be doing.
It's getting there,
they're
Lori. That's why I'm
following
just kind of
timelines.
chilling out.
You and I were just talking.
Not talking as
we had a
much, not
Conversation
smoking
about
as much, just
where it is
easing
in
my
all of
throat
the
a little bit.
contracts and the contracts with the subs, where we've built in protections to make sure that this project is delivered on time and on schedule. And you noted that APCLA, there are provisions built into that contract that incentivize and or punish for finishing early or for finishing late.
That's what I'm saying, people.
If there's an opportunity
That's what
for
I was
us through this contract amendment or subsequent agreements with EY to build in incentives
People saw it
or
as soon as he
punish
came in.
or penalties for not finishing the project on time and on budget. My understanding is that it's fairly common to include those sorts of provisions. We have it on the APCLA side, and just want to make sure we're doing everything we can using whatever leverage we have, in this case, a doubling of the contract from 20-ish million to 42 million, to build in some protections.
Wow,
so that
189
our
to
team is
over
incentivized
350
to
per
move with
day
all
for adults.
haste
Thank you,
and
Unu.
diligence
Holy
to deliver
smoke!
the
So
project on time and on
350 a day to,
The question is whether or not
for
we
the
can build
adults to
into
be
this
right here.
amendment
Fuck
or
your
some
Vail,
sort of subsequent
Colorado.
agreement,
It's 350 here in
an
California.
incentive structure to encourage Ernst &
my
Young and their
God.
subs to deliver the
189 for kids.
And
That's
that would
crazy,
also
bro.
extend
So
to
what?
Jennifer
You have 3
Halstead,
kids at
who's our,
$600.
I guess,
You
ownership
haven't even got them there. You haven't got them home. They didn't eat anything.
Councilmember, that's something that we
Like,
certainly.
so what are we talking about?
can look
$750
at.
bucks for your kids to have fun for one day? $1,000 burnt
those
like that?
provisions for amendments
Crazy,
today,
bro.
But
To slide
for
around
future
on some
amendments,
snow.
we can certainly look at that. I just would like to.
That's the problem.
Clarify and emphasize that
Everything needs to be halved.
these consultants are here to protect the city. They are not responsible for delivering the project. That is APCLA.
That's crazy, bro.
And they are there.
I
to
know
help
Mammoth
us
is a
hold
premier ski resort here. I
APCLA
get it. It is
and
one of
joint
the,
venture
if not the
accountable
premier ski
for
resort.
what
I get
they're
it.
committed to delivering
But that's
in the
insane.
project
$350 a day. Come on.
They are there
Crazy.
for due diligence. They are not there to deliver the project. So I just would want to create that distinction
Yeah,
between
$1,000. That's what I'm saying.
holding,
Just to
a
go out with your
consultant,
and that's not even including
that is
you. You're gonna
responsible
sit there with
for
your hot
advising the
cocoa,
city
watching your kids go
and
down the
providing
mountain.
support to the
If
city,
you want to enjoy with them,
accountable
it's
for
gonna
what
be
we're
over
asking them
$1,000.
to
It'll be
do.
$1,200,
We need to hold
$1,300.
APCLA accountable for what they are committed to doing, and these consultants provide the essential support.
$3K for a weekend
to
minimum?
the city,
Yeah, see, that's
to
crazy,
BOE,
bro.
And to the project executive to give us the tools to do that. But
I
we
mean,
certainly
fishing
can
doesn't.
explore
I mean, for $3K, you could go on a crazy fishing
Understood.
charter.
Um,
Like catching big
The
ass
last
fish
thing I
bigger
just
than
wanna
you,
ask
size of
for is
cars.
that whether it's to committee, to budget and finance, a monthly update on where we are with change orders, with staying on time and on budget. I think that's really important. And I also want transparent accounting on where we are from Jennifer, from the Ernst & Young team. If we are over budget,
That's a
I
good
want them
deal,
to
Jay.
say so. Protecting the city means telling the truth and doing it in a public way so that we all can make good decisions as the policymakers. So they need to tell the truth. They need to come and tell us where we are and not try and gussy it up, put lipstick on a pig. We need to know where we are. And that's something that I think this body and the city and our the taxpayers of the city deserve. So I'm expecting that level of transparency from them as we move through this and try and keep this thing on time and on budget. So thank you.
Understood. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman Yaroslavsky. Councilmember Rahman.
Oh, I just had a follow-up question to Councilmember Yaroslavsky, which is somewhat similar to her last question, which is
That's what I'm saying, Pat.
Where are these delivery outcomes being tracked? So
Hi,
in
Pete.
addition to the reporting, is there an internal tracker of delivery outcomes and costs being spent, as well as increases that our staff can refer to between, publicly facing reports?
Yes, so we will be providing our first status report on all of the timelines, all of the deliverables, all of the costs, where we are on each of
I was about to get
the,
it in, and he
areas of
left.
Expenditure.
He's trying to get the Wario in.
The first week of March. And then as Councilmember Yaroslavsky had mentioned, we will then have monthly updates to that with public hearings moving forward until project completion. So you'll have the first report on all of those within 2 weeks.
And those monthly updates are being provided.
Look like Dr. Evil with the.
In the Budget and Finance Committee?
At the council's pleasure, full council, budget and finance, economic
I'm like
development
what was the
committee,
guy in
all
Inspector
three,
Gadget with the cat?
as the
But you
council
never
wishes.
saw him, the
But
claw
every
or
council
whatever.
member will get a copy.
You just
when
saw
we
his hand in the
release
cap.
it.
You never saw his face.
Certainly will, and
I think it was
as
like the
is
claw
always
or
the case, we're happy to provide briefings to any council member, whether you're on the committee or not, on the status on a monthly basis.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Rahman. Thank you, Mr. Zabel. All right, that's item 5 is before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
She looks like Osama.
12 eyes.
All right, what's next?
Last item would be item 9, and that was called special by Councilmember Yaroslavsky.
Wasn't
Councilmember
item 9 the
Yaroslavsky,
weed
item
in
9.
fucking
Golf courses, I think?
Pineapple Express? Item 9.
Sorry, just a couple
Dr.
questions for
Claw.
Ralph.
That's what it was. Dr. Claw. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning, Councilmember. Nice to see you.
So I just have a couple questions about how the program and how this program works and some other aspects of the original motion. So we brought this motion 3 years ago, and the intent really was to address the issue of third parties or bots monopolizing tee times at our city golf courses and then reselling them at a huge markup. Meaning
Wow. People are
usually you
botting.
get a reservation.
People are botting the golf courses
I'm
now.
encouraged by the decreases in cancellations between 23 and 24, but I don't see anything in the report to address the core issue which we had, which is how do we make sure people aren't, like scalpers, aren't coming on reserving tee times and then marking up and reselling.
That's hysterical, bro. Talk
I'm
about the
guessing
get
that
down.
The same brokers are just building the cost of a cancellation or transfer fee into their cost of doing business. So do you have any data on whether brokers are still snatching up and reselling tee times?
Thank you, Councilmember, for that question. Jimmy Kim, General Manager. So the data in the report that reflects the 95% decrease in cancellations since the deposits have been implemented, that really reflects the practice of brokering has really almost completely eliminated. The system in the past already had parameters in place to control like bots from going in, but we further strengthened that by putting in the CAPTCHA system. So the manipulation was really happening from brokers purchasing the times and then canceling and then rebooking. And so we in the back end can see like when there's excessive cancellations, and so those have eliminated. So by seeing that, if there's like, let's say a booker that books and cancels too many times, we will reach out to them and get them out of the system. And so we feel that that has rectified and corrected the issue of illegal brokerage of purchasing tee times. I will note that this system has been so successful that our partners over at the county has now implemented the system, and municipal golf courses across the nation are referencing what we're doing to also implement the same type of system in their
Little
reservation
baby
system to
stinks. I
eliminate,
found that while I was looking for something right now.
I mean, obviously, there's always going to be people that are going to try to cheat the system, but at least to curtail the practice of bookers brokering these tee times.
Okay. Well, I have some additional questions, but maybe we can follow up.
Absolutely.
offline and just chat about it. I wanna
Looking
make
for
sure
this
it's,
art that I'm
actually
having here,
doing what
somewhere in
the
here.
original intent was, which it sounds like it is. So thank you so much. No more questions, Councilman.
Thank you, Councilmember Yaroslavsky. Just a quick question on this brokering issue. Is it,
Yeah,
in the
baby,
case that
nice.
you catch someone, is there a,
I'm sorry. Can
in
you
the
repeat?
case that you catch someone
Yeah.
selling tea times to public courses?
No, there's
so
no
is there a
penalty. So we're not
We
going
do
to.
remove them from our system, and they're not able to.
So there's no penalty.
Get back in. I'm not sure about like the duration, but definitely they are removed and they can't book through our system.
All right, that might be something we want to take a look at.
Yep. Will do.
Yeah, because there's no recourse to what you're doing. So why even do it,
I mean,
stupid
there's
idiot?
a fine. I mean, there's
Stupid idiots.
I don't,
lifetime ban?
I don't know if we have that policy in place, but that's a very good question, and we'll see if that's in there. I could definitely come back and provide an update on that.
Councilmember Yaroslavsky.
You schmoes.
Can you, as part of this, report back to us on some options for what a disincentivized fee structure penalty would look like to
Absolutely.
get people off the system who are taking advantage of this?
Absolutely, and I did want to make note that the individuals that were identified as doing the broker, like doing the selling of the tea times, were prosecuted by the IRS, and so they are serving. They were prosecuted.
Thank you.
Thank you. We can join up with the IRS. If they've caught him red-handed, I'm not sure why we wouldn't do something too. All right, thank you so much. This item, item number 9, is now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Council has motions for posting and referral.
They are posted and referred. Announcements, members. Councilmember Rahman.
Thank you so much. And thank you, council members Hernandez, McCosker, Rodriguez, and Jurado for introducing the motion on public housing and the changes that the Trump administration is planning. This is really part of a number of changes, including we heard from a public one of the commenters today that her EHV voucher is being ended by the end of this year. That's also part of the broader kind of attacks on Section 8, public housing overall from the Trump administration, leaving us with some pretty major issues. Colleagues, I wanted to make 2 announcements today, if you'll indulge me. Yesterday was a very important day in our national history. On February 19th, 1942, President Roosevelt signed Executive Order 9066 following the attack on Pearl Harbor, authorizing the U.S. military to uproot 125,000 Japanese Americans from their homes, businesses, and communities to forcibly relocate them to concentration camps against their will.
Yeah, those are
without trial
Democrats
and
that did
without charges
that.
during World War II.
Yeah, you guys did that to
At that time, our
them.
government cited national security and used growing anti-Japanese sentiment to justify their activities, even though these actions clearly violated people's most basic constitutional and civil rights. Some 1,600 prisoners died during this incarceration, and many permanently lost homes and property. That
And
they
who
were
did
forced
it to
abandon.
them? Which
And
side?
One of these detention sites
Say
is
it,
actually
bitch.
located
Say it.
right in Griffith Park, where Travel
Fucking
Town
commie
exists
cunt.
today. And it was one of 3 incarceration sites in Southern California. and the
Hopefully
only
they
one
do the
operated
same
by
to
the
you
US
and your
Army.
family.
Over the course
Round
of
your
a
ass
year,
up,
from
put you in a camp.
1942 to
I'll stand
1950,
outside,
101 Japanese
eat
people,
popsicles and
21
cookies
German
and
people,
shit.
4 Italian
Ask you
people
how
were
you
interned
doing.
there. Some were detained there just for one night and some for several months. But for all of them, the course of their lives was forever changed. In 2023, my office worked to install educational signage to mark this site in Griffith Park, and I was honored to meet 2 descendants of families who were detained there. Dr. Sigrid Toye, whose father was arrested the night after the attacks on Pearl Harbor and held there, and Kathy Masaoka, whose grandfather was interned in the camp. And it was a stark reminder of how our past is our past and must be recognized, but doesn't feel so distant today. On this
Of course,
day
because you haven't
remembrance,
changed,
we honor the
motherfucker.
memory of those
You're
who
the same
endured
scumbags you were then.
I am
You ain't
struck
changed. Just
by
time and
horrifically
date.
history
That's
that
it.
repeats itself here in our current federal administration, who is incurring daily violence and terror against immigrant
And like I said,
communities.
hopefully they round you and
Today's
your family
manufactured
up.
climate of fear
Start
is
right
neither
there.
normal nor
Nice.
moral. And like we have in this chamber, we must continue to collectively speak out against fear-mongering and xenophobia. And I also want to thank the Japanese American community and institutions like the Japanese American National Museum right here, who continue to show us the importance of memory keeping and the resilience of the human spirit. And I want to also just, if I could make one more announcement.
Germany did
Councilmember
not
Nazarian,
attack
thank you
Pearl
so much
Harbor,
for
by the way,
recognizing
but
Ramadan
the USA
last week
attacked
in these
Germany.
chambers.
Well, yes,
And I also
Germany
wanted to
didn't
rise
attack
and
Pearl Harbor.
recognize
You
this
are
sacred
right,
month
sir.
for Muslim communities in Los Angeles and around the world. And tonight, in partnership with MPAC, City Hall will be lit green in honor of Ramadan, a color that symbolizes
green
peace
for
and renewal,
Ramadan.
And we look forward to sharing.
I'm so
it in
glad
light
we're
of
wasting
all of you.
$400 to
Ramadan
light
is
up the
not only a
fucking
time
City
of
Hall for
fasting and
Ramadan.
prayer, but a time of compassion
$400
and
bucks I could have helped
generosity.
feed
And
some
LA
homeless
is
people.
home to
Instead,
one
we're
of the
gonna
most
light up the
diverse
fucking
Muslim
City Hall
communities in the
green for
country.
fucking
And
Ramadan.
Ramadan, I think, is a useful
Gives a
moment
shit
to
about
remember how
fucking
deeply Muslim
Ramadan.
Angelinos contribute to our city.
Gives
This
a
season
fuck.
also comes at a time when many Muslim families are facing grief and fear and uncertainty.
It
But I
gives a
want the Muslim
fuck.
community to know that this city stands with you. So I want to thank everybody who supported the lighting and thank
Fucking
MPAC for
Ramadan.
partnering. And I wish everyone who is observing this holy holiday a meaningful and peaceful month. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Rahman, for both of those very important announcements.
Did you light it up for
Councilmember Votto?
Pearl Harbor Day? I'm just
Thank you,
wondering.
Councilmember
Probably
Rahman,
not.
for
I'll be willing to bet says they didn't light it up for Pearl Harbor Day.
rise, colleagues, to acknowledge the Day of Remembrance, where more than 120,000 people of Japanese ancestry, most of them American citizens, were incarcerated.
By the
Families were
Democrats.
torn apart,
They
businesses
always
were
forget that
shuttered,
little
homes and land
tidbit.
Were taken. Nearly 2,000 people died
By
behind
them.
barbed wires, lives that should never be lost. The damage to the Japanese American community was profound, and its impact is still felt generations later. It can't be lost on all of us that the dispossession of Japanese-owned businesses and land and their homes was something that they still reel from today, that the criminalization of
Yeah.
Asian Americans,
Yeah, thanks to
and
your party.
Americans, citizens who have made their livelihood,
thanks to your party.
Was at that moment.
Mhm.
And so the Day of Remembrance is not only about looking back, it's also about accountability, vigilance, about making
So how
sure
are you
fear
accountable?
never
How are
again
you being held
overrides our
accountable?
Constitution,
Mabuhay,
and prejudice
how?
never again overrides our
How?
humanity. And yet this year, this history doesn't feel distant. And here in Los Angeles and across the country, we're witnessing that happen. Right where Janum sits is where they were taken on buses to go to concentration camps. And we've reclaimed that city-owned land to put up the Japanese American National Museum and to put up affordable housing and to
I mean,
have
eminent
MOCA that has a
domain
reclamation
stole the
of our
land
monuments,
that you
there. And so,
enslaved these people
we
on.
stand
Got it.
together and
Thank
we
you.
dishonor that history if
And
we
they're
don't
stupid enough to vote for you again, so
can't
fuck them
see
too.
The parallels that are happening today. And in Little Tokyo, that connection is clear. And if we believe in civil rights, if we believe in due process, if we believe that no one should be targeted because of their race or national origin or what language they speak first, then we must speak up now. And we stand with the immigrant communities today. Just
Yeah, they're
as we wish
disgusting,
more
421.
people would have
Every last
stood
one of them.
with the Japanese
And don't forget
Americans
about
in
their families.
1942. So I invite everyone to attend tomorrow's Day of Remembrance program from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Los Angeles Buddhist Temple in Little Tokyo. It's Hompa Hung Wanji.
I'm going to go over there with a giant sign said the
Power of
Democrats
Action.
did this to you.
Silence today,
And then the other side's going to say
is a warning.
if you vote for them,
Silence is a
hopefully it
fear of
happens to you
injustice
again.
Is not neutral. It's a choice and it carries consequences. And we honor those who have suffered, not with words alone, but with courage. So again, tomorrow's ceremony is a Day of Remembrance program from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Los Angeles Buddhist Temple in Little Tokyo. Thank you.
Enough fucking
Thank you so
knee
much,
bending to the people that
Councilmember
enslaved
Jurado
you.
and, again, Councilmember Rahman, I just
Disgusting.
want to add to the course on the National Day of Remembrance because there's a very special story that I think is such an LA story.
I don't give a
that
fuck
took
about
place
you or
in-
your story. I know you were oppressed. It was a hard day out there. You was oppressed. I know. I know. We don't give a fuck about your story and your fake old fucking impression. Every 2 minutes you hurting. I heard it all. We're tired of it. We heard the same shit over and over. It's a fucking broken record. Everybody got you down. I know, Marqueef. All right, guys. I'm out of here for now. I can't stand these motherfuckers. We're done. We're pulling the ripcord because they're about done, and I'm not going to hear their crybaby racist sob story. This person done got me down, and this person done got me down, and I don't want to hear none of that. I hear it all goddamn day, every day on the internet, everywhere else. I don't need to hear it here. Okay? I don't hear the fake-ass sob story bullshit. So that's that. Guys, we'll be live tonight. Hopefully you'll join us. Hopefully you'll have a fantastic day. If you don't join us, I get it. It's the weekend. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you on the next one. Keep the notifications on because I will be here. In case we get us a chase in an hour or so, whatever. I'll be here doing eBay, so I'll be here. The slopes. This is Mammoth. This is Mammoth Mountain Ski Area Main Lodge Camp, to be exact. But, yeah. I'll see you guys tonight. Be good. Thank you for the likes, the love, the donos. Thank you for the thumbs ups. They work and they're free. Shout out to Elon and his team over there at Twitter for knocking people out for free speech. When they pretend that they're free speech. Don't ever forget. Even though Elon bought that site, there's still many, many communists that work for him that he never got rid of.
This party is officially over.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.